Hi there. So, last week's video, I was a little concerned about the garden, and I still am. The tomatoes do not seem to be very happy at all. The beans have some discoloration on them. It's a little worse today than it had been earlier. We did get some more beans off of them, but I'm not sure how healthy they are or what's causing it. So I need to do some research to find out what kind of things it is that bothers beans and makes the leaves have these discoloration. We did take another bell pepper off of the plant. It had gotten big. It was full sized. It was like, the same size as the ones you get in the grocery store, but grown in our own garden. And this was exciting. We pulled up some onions because, the onions seemed to be fairly happy. And we were at a farmer's market and we were looking at their onions and we're saying, hey, they look like our onions. So we decided to pull one up and we'll probably make some scrambled eggs for breakfast and have some homemade or homegrown onions in our farm-raised eggs, but not our eggs. Well, friend-raised eggs. Yeah, friend-raised eggs. And so that'll be pretty exciting. Overall, I'm not sure the garden is doing great. I'm very, very happy with the bed. I'm not really thrilled with the tomatoes in the buckets. I don't know what went on with that. Maybe the new soil was not quite right. I did put some general fertilizer in them when I planted them. You remember me scattering some things in there, and that may have been too much nitrogen. That was 1616. And as I've been researching a little bit more, they really don't like nitrogen. So I may have set them off on the wrong path when I put that 1616 in there, but I was hoping they would deal. Well, that's apparently not how it works for them. We've also trimmed back a tree, so we've had, like 2 weeks now of more sunshine. Maybe that's helping, maybe that's hurting, maybe that change wasn't good for them. I know I was talking to a person that I work with, and they have had to put umbrellas over their tomatoes because of the scorching sun, but they're in the more southern west from us in the Utah area, and it gets a lot hotter there and a lot more direct sun. So I'm not as concerned about the sunshine, because while we've had some warm weather, it hasn't been quite as bad as what they've been experiencing down there. I just reprogrammed the watering schedule, so I'm going to water them twice a day. Right now they're doing 1 minute in the morning on the buckets, and that flows through them. It's dripping out of the bottom of the bucket, so I think that's enough. I'm also doing one 12-hour, or I have a 12-minute soak on the bed here and the buckets up front, or not the buckets, the potatoes up front. And that'll also be twice a day. So at 2 o'clock in the afternoon, they'll go through the cycle again, because I have noticed that if I run them in the afternoon or if I hand water them, it doesn't drip as much, or at least not more. So it could be that I'm underwatering them up in the bucket. So we'll see how that goes today. Well, this week, because I just started it a little bit ago, or just changed it a little bit ago. Anyhow, we've also got our potatoes out front. Normally I would have done this out front today, but our neighbor's having a garage sale and there's a lot of traffic out there. But the potatoes are beginning to kind of rust around the edges of the leaves. I don't know if that's expected or not. I did do some research, and it appears as though potatoes are self-pollinating. So we should be okay with not having more than one plant at a time blooming and no other potatoes in the area. And there was something really unusual on this potato. I'd never seen this before. I didn't know about this. I didn't know potatoes did this, but there's a little round ball on it, and I'm sure you're looking at the pictures of it right now. And it's a potato seed, not to be confused with a seed potato. And it turns out that most potatoes are grown from potatoes or potato pieces, so that you know what kind of potato you're going to get. If you plant the seeds, you will not get the same kind of potato that the seed was on. It will be a different type of potato. Kind of like planting an apple seed does not give you the same kind of apple tree as what it was that you planted. They are not, what is it called, true to seed. And I've also heard or read, do not eat the potato seed. They are poisonous. Potatoes have a lot of poisonous things. If they begin to turn green, if the potato itself begins to turn green from sunlight exposure, it gets dangerous. So they're kind of weird. I thought beans were weird. Seems potatoes are kind of weird also. But anyhow, the potato plant does seem to be doing okay. It is producing flowers. That's kind of exciting. We're looking forward to when we can start taking potatoes out of it. But from what I read or understand, that's a much later time in the season, kind of after the foliage dies off. Then the potatoes develop or get done developing or harden up a little bit. So we're really looking forward to that. But generally, garden's doing okay. I'm hoping that it does better. I think maybe next year we're gonna mix it up a little bit. Might not be a bucket garden. Maybe we're gonna be doing raised beds. Not sure. Anyhow, that's about it for this week. Thanks for watching, and I appreciate you being here.